Back in 2012, I started working in residential real estate here in Orange County, California. Since then, I've helped hundreds of people relocate here to the county, coming from truly all regions of the country. From the Bay Area to Texas, Arizona to the Pacific Northwest, New York, Boston, New Jersey, Florida, all the things you name it. Whether they were escaping skyrocketing home prices, high taxes, brutal winters, completely boring towns, politics, or the grind of the city life, they found home here in Orange County. During that time, I've also met with people who ended up telling me Orange County was just not for them. There were things that they didn't realize that actually turned them off. And that's why in this video, I'm gonna share those things with you. What are some of the reasons that people did not like Orange County? I myself was a transplant from the desert, and I now lived in Orange County since about 2011 or about 15 years. I've helped many people that absolutely love it here, and yes, I do love it here, but I wanna be honest with you because I don't want you to regret your decision if you were to move here. I've always said I put these videos out every single week to help inform you, not try to convince you. And that's why these are the 6 reasons you may not survive here in Orange County, or you may not like it here. By the way, there's a bonus one at the end that I wouldn't say has prevented anyone from moving here, but it does fill up Facebook forums and comment sections on YouTube because it still takes a ton of people by surprise when they find out this one thing about Orange County. All right, obviously traffic comes down a lot to perspective. I've had a lot of clients from LA, the Bay Area, New York, and Seattle, so their perspectives about traffic are different. Whether or not you think the 405 at rush hour is manageable or that the 5 freeway is a nightmare will all depend on where you're coming from. So what I'm gonna do is actually break this down statistically so that you understand the reality, and then I'll give my personal perspective coming from someone who moved to the area and has been here now for about 15 years. Now here's what catches people by surprise the most: distance versus drive time. You look at a map and you say, oh, I'm only 15 miles from the beach. That's great. But what they don't realize is that 15 miles can take you 45 minutes to an hour during rush hour. I've had people who thought they would be beach hopping on the weekends, and then they realize that it's a commitment just to get there. Now let's talk about patterns. Rush hour in Orange County is roughly 7 to 9:30 a.m. heading north and 4 to 7 p.m. heading south. But here's the thing, it's not just weekdays anymore. Weekend traffic to the beach, to Disneyland, South Coast Plaza, San Clemente, Dana Point, it's just become just as bad. You'll have a Saturday where you think, let me just sleep in and then I'll head to Newport Beach around 11, and you hit traffic because everyone else had the same idea, right? I tell people all the time, if you want to do something in Orange County on a weekend, leave early or go late. The middle of the day is sort of a gamble, and of course on the holidays are a lot worse most of the time. Now from my personal experience, the traffic has gotten worse over the years. When I first started in real estate, you could somewhat predict it. Now with all the growth, it feels like there's always something, whether it's an accident, construction, or just pure volume. And for people moving out of state, they're often shocked at how much time their life is actually spent in the car, right? That's the thing in Southern California. I don't know, maybe it's time for a self-driving car. That's something that you have to decide. Do I have one? No. Would it kind of be interesting? Yeah, of course it would. Some people say I thought I'd be 20 minutes from everything. Yeah, on a map, and that is true. And it really depends on where you live and what kind of lifestyle you're after. There are some good streets to get you around so you can avoid the freeways entirely when you need to. But at the same time, during rush hour, the weekends, or on a holiday, you will hit traffic. So if you're someone who hates sitting in traffic, or you're used to a quick commute, Orange County might frustrate you. Because even though everything is close, and it doesn't always feel that way when you're stuck on the 405. Now that we discussed reason number 1, we'll dig into number 2. But before that, let me make sure that you grab a copy of our free relocation guide found in the QR code or the link in the description. It covers everything you need to know before making the move. Now let's jump back in. Reason number 2, cost of living. This is a big one, and we all know that. And I know a lot of you are watching this video because you heard Orange County is more affordable than the Bay Area or more affordable than Los Angeles. And look, compared to San Francisco or Palo Alto, sure, it's cheaper, but that doesn't mean it's cheap. And here's where people get surprised. It's not just the home price. Let me break this down. Yes, the median home price in Orange County right now is around 1.4 million. In South Orange County, depending on the city, you're looking anywhere from 900,000 in parts of Lake Forest up to 1.7 million in Laguna Niguel and 2.5 million up in Dana Point or San Clemente for something coastal. But here's what people don't budget for: Mello-Roos and HOA fees. I can't tell you how many times I've had a buyer fall in love with the home, and then we get to the breakdown and they see that extra $600 a month in HOA and Mello-Roos combined, and they're like, wait, what is that? Mello-Roos is a special tax in newer communities to pay for infrastructure. Think schools, roads, parks. It can run anywhere from a couple thousand per year up to $5,000 plus, and you see that baked into your monthly taxes. And it does not go away when you pay off your mortgage. It's a tax. HOA fees in South Orange County, anywhere from $150 to $800 a month, depending on the community. So now you're looking at an extra $400 to $800 a month on top of your mortgage. A lot of people didn't account for that. Then there's the cost of living beyond housing. Gas is expensive, right? This is California. Obviously, as of recording this video, gas is absolutely expensive right now. Groceries are expensive. Dining out is expensive. You can find some reasonable places, but everything really has gone up. Because a dinner for two at a mid-tier restaurant in Orange County, you're looking at easily $150 plus. And if you have kids and they want to do activities, sports, camps, private schools, it adds up fast. So yes, Orange County is cheaper than the Bay Area, but if you're coming from Texas, Arizona, or the Midwest, it's gonna feel more expensive. And if you're stretching your budget to buy a home here, just know that the home price is only part of the equation. You gotta factor in the property taxes, Mello-Roos if the home has them, HOA, insurance, utilities, and lifestyle costs. It all adds up. Reason number 3, coastal versus inland climate differences. This one surprises a lot of people. Sometimes I have clients that maybe work from home or have a hybrid schedule, and they're looking at a wider scope of different areas. And they will sometimes look at the temperature differences while we're out viewing homes. You move to Orange County thinking, I'm in Southern California, it's gonna be sunny and 75 every day. And that's true if you live closer to the beach. But if you live inland, it's kind of a different story. Let me explain. May gray and June gloom are real. From about mid-May through mid-July, the coast is overcast most mornings. It's the marine layer that rolls in, and it doesn't always burn off until noon or later. Some days it doesn't burn off at all. I've had clients who bought a home in Dana Point or San Clemente expecting endless sunshine, and they actually experienced their first June and they're like, wait, I thought this was Southern California. Now, if you live 10 miles inland, Mission Viejo, Lake Forest, Rancho Santa Margarita, North Orange County, you're in the sun by about 9 or 10 a.m. or even earlier depending on the time of year because, as you know, it gets lighter, darker, all the things. But coastal, you're actually waiting till about afternoon. And here's the thing, you're paying a premium to live coastal, of course. A home at Dana Point might be $2 million, while that same house 15 minutes inland in Mission Viejo is about 1.2. And for 4 months of the year, you're wondering, am I actually getting the beach weather I paid for? Some people absolutely love the marine layer, and others prefer sunshine all the time. Some people do like a little variety when it comes to the weather here. On the flip side, we have the Santa Ana winds. These typically hit in the fall, September through November, and they're hot, dry winds that come from the desert, and they make the inlet areas feel like an oven. I'm talking 90 to 100 plus degrees during the hottest times of the year. Not always, but it can get there. High humidity, and it just feels hot. Coastal areas stay cooler because of the ocean breeze, but inland, you're usually cranking your AC, and near the coast, you actually see a lot of older homes that actually don't have air conditioning, believe it or not, because they actually never needed it. I've heard of locals who live right near the beach say maybe 2 weeks out of the year it's a pain to not have it, but otherwise totally not a problem. And this is wildfire season, so insurance companies get nervous and you'll see coverage costs go up in certain areas depending on the fire rating and that zone. All this to say, the climate is not consistent across Orange County. Coastal has its own quirks, inland has its own as well, and you got to know what you're getting into. So if you're someone who wants that guaranteed sunshine, you might want to live inland. And if you're someone who wants that ocean breeze, doesn't mind the gray mornings, coastal is your spot. But just know they're different. Reason number 4 is actually HOA and Mello-Roos sticker shock. I touched on this earlier, but it does deserve its own section because this is one of the top reasons people get frustrated after they move here. Let me give you a real example. I had a buyer last year relocating from the East Coast. They had a $1.2 million budget, and they were reviewing a home in Rancho Mission Viejo, new construction, great schools, resort style amenities, super beautiful, they loved it. And then we got the breakdown, $1.15 million purchase price, $250 a month in HOA, $450 a month in Mello-Roos. So now they're looking at an extra $700 a month on top of their mortgage, property taxes, and insurance. Their total monthly payment went from what they thought would be around $6,500 to over $7,200 a month. That's an extra $8,400 a year. And they were shocked. But a lot of agents don't emphasize it enough. But I like to get clarity on the numbers really before my clients pursue or write an offer on any property. You always want to crunch the numbers first. Of course, that's always how you should do it. So let me be very clear. If you're buying in a newer community in South Orange County, you're almost certainly going to have Mello-Roos. Typically, Rancho Mission Viejo, Great Park Irvine, Ladera Ranch, Talega, all have Mello-Roos. It's typically a 25 to 40 year assessment, and even if you pay off your house, you're still paying those Mello-Roos. HOA fees, they actually vary. In a planned community with pools, parks, and trails, you might pay $300 to $600 a month. In a gated community with more amenities, it could be $600 to $800. A lot of older communities have increased their HOA dues in the last few years, especially if it's an attached unit, because insurance and maintenance costs have gone up. So if you're budgeting, don't just look at today's HOA fee, always assume that it will eventually go up. Now, some people love HOAs. They love that the landscaping is maintained, the parks are clean, and there are community events. Other people absolutely hate HOAs. They feel like it's an extra layer of rules or costs. I totally get that. So you gotta just know for yourself what you like. If you're someone who values low monthly costs and freedom, you might want to avoid planned communities. If you value amenities and a polished neighborhood, then HOA and Mello-Roos are just part of the deal. But either way, you need to know upfront what you're signing up for. Reason number 5, proximity to things isn't what people think. All right, this one ties back to traffic, but it's worth its own section because I can't tell you how many times I've had buyers look at a map and say, oh, we're only 10 miles from the beach, that's perfect. Or we're 20 miles from Disneyland. And they move here and they realize, wait, it actually takes me about 45 minutes to get to the beach on a Saturday. Yes, that is true, because Orange County is dense. There are 3 million people living here, and everyone wants to go to the same places at the same time. It seems right. Let me give you some real world examples. If you live in Mission Viejo, you're about 12 miles from Laguna Beach. On a weekday morning with no traffic, 20 minutes easy all day long. On a Saturday at 11 a.m., 45 minutes, just about right there, maybe to an hour, depending on if it's a holiday. It really depends on what's going on. If you live in Lake Forest, you're about 15 miles from Newport Beach. Midday on a weekday, maybe 25 minutes. Weekend in the summer, probably an hour easy, really depending on what time you leave. Just depends on traffic. And here's the thing, a lot of people are thinking, we're gonna be at the beach all the time, right? Put on the sunglasses, we're going, we got the sunscreen, this is Southern California, let's go all the time. And then the reality sets in. It becomes a whole production. You gotta leave early, find parking, which is its own nightmare unless you know the best beaches with the best parking, future video. And then you gotta fight traffic on the way home. So a lot of families end up going to the beach once or twice a month, not every weekend like they imagined. Same thing with Disneyland. People think, oh, we'll just pop over to Disney whenever we want. Unless you live in Anaheim, it's not a quick trip. And if you're coming from South Orange County, you're looking at 30 to 45 minutes each way, plus parking, plus crowds. So it becomes an event. It's not just a casual outing. Now, don't get me wrong, you are close to amazing things, the beach, multiple beaches, Disneyland, world-class dining, little cute downtowns, shopping, hiking, it's all here. But close on a map doesn't always mean convenient in real life. Just plan around that. So if you're someone who wants to be able to walk or bike to the beach, you need to live coastal, and you're gonna pay a premium for that. If you're okay with driving 30 to 45 minutes to get to the beach, then living inland makes more sense. Just set your expectations accordingly. Reason number 6 is that OC bubble culture shock. All right, this is the one that's hard to quantify because it's very real. Orange County has that specific vibe. And depending on where you're coming from, it can either be exactly what you're looking for, or it can feel just off. Let me explain. Orange County, especially South Orange County, is very family oriented, very polished, and very planned. The neighborhoods are super clean, the parks are nice, and the schools are actually highly rated. People care about their homes, their cars, and the kids' activities. And for a lot of people moving here from the Bay Area or out of state, that's exactly what they want. They want that safe, suburban, family-friendly environment. Totally cool, I love those neighborhoods too. But here's where it can feel like culture shock. Keeping up with the Joneses is real here. I've had clients tell me everyone here drives a nice car, everyone's house looks perfect, everyone's kids are in 5 different activities. And if you're not wired that way, it can feel like pressure. Now, I'm not saying everyone in Orange County is like that, but there's a culture of, let's call it, aspirational living. Now, don't get me wrong, there are pockets that feel different. Laguna Beach has an artsy, bohemian feel. Downtown Fullerton has a more urban, diverse vibe. But the suburbs, Mission Viejo, Lake Forest, Irvine, San Juan Capistrano, City of Orange, Placentia, Yorba Linda, they're all very suburban. Some of them are older communities, some of them are newer communities, of course. And for some people, that's perfect. For others, it feels sterile. So you gotta really know what you're really after. So if you want a clean, safe, family-friendly environment, Orange County absolutely delivers. If you want grit, diversity, and a slower pace, you might feel like something's missing. And here's the other thing, the pace of life here is fast. People are busy, people are scheduled, play dates are scheduled, coffee meetings are scheduled. It's not the kind of place where you just casually drop by a neighbor's house. So if you're coming from a place where life moves slower or where community feels more organic, Orange County can feel a bit rushed. Again, not everyone experiences this the same way, and that might just come down to being intentional with your time and scheduling and getting together with friends, family, neighbors, etc., right? But I've heard it enough times now to know it's a real thing. So before you move here, ask yourself, what kind of community do you actually want? What kind of pace of life do you want? What kind of lifestyle am I really after? Because Orange County has a specific feel and it's not for everyone, but there are certain pockets where you can probably get what you're after. Okay, we made it to the bonus section, earthquake and wildfire insurance. This one hasn't prevented anyone from moving here, but it definitely takes people by surprise Because when you're buying a home in Orange County, your lender is gonna require homeowner's insurance. And of course, you need insurance in general too. But here's what they actually don't require, and that's earthquake insurance. And depending on where you're buying, those can be expensive. To be honest with you, most people I know do not actually buy earthquake insurance here in Orange County. Earthquake insurance in California is typically offered through the CEA, which is the California Earthquake Authority, and it's not cheap. A lot of people skip buying it because they're not concerned about earthquakes until there's obviously a 4.5 earthquake and they're freaking out and they're like, wait, am I covered? Probably not, but truly most people actually don't get it, but you have to make your own best decision on that. Now, when it comes to wildfire insurance, if you're buying in a high-risk fire area like parts of North Tustin, Anaheim Hills, Dove Canyon, some insurance companies won't cover you at all, and they'll charge you a massive premium. I've had clients who had to go through the California Fair Plan, which is the state's insurer of the last resort, and their premiums were double what they were expecting. So if you're buying a home in a fire-prone area, you need to check insurance costs before you close, because it could add up to hundreds of dollars a month to your budget. And that's on top of everything else we talked about, Mello-Roos, HOA, property taxes, etc. So just be aware, California does have additional insurance considerations that other states don't. And that's something that you need to factor in and think about. All right, so after watching this, if you've realized you can survive all of those things, then Orange County might be the perfect place for you. But before you move, you need to know exactly which city and which neighborhood is the best fit for you or your family, because Orange County is not really a one-size-fits-all. Mission Viejo feels different than Dana Point. Lake Forest feels different than San Clemente. Irvine feels different than Laguna Niguel. Tustin is different than the city of Orange, etc. And if you pick the wrong spot, you're gonna be one of those people calling me in 6 months later saying, hey, I wish I'd known this before I bought. So if you're serious about relocating to Orange County, don't go at it alone. My team and I have been helping buyers from the Bay Area, out of state, all over the country, find the right home in the right city for their specific needs. So feel free to reach out. You can book a consultation call with me at the link below, or download my free Orange County relocation guide, which breaks down all the cities, the schools, the costs, and all the things and what to expect. Either way, I don't want you to be one of those people who regret their decision. I want you to move here informed so you can actually love it here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.